Anyone else want to just like move off the grid into a cottage in the middle of the forest where you can bathe in a nearby stream and make your own quilts and grow your own herbs and spices and dance with the fairies? Because same.
Today I made some fairy spoons. First I headed down to the beach to collect my shells, and I found all these shells with a natural hole in them. So I gave them a wash in hot water and a bit of soap and a scrub to get anything else off there, and a dry as well. Then I took this copper wire that I had, I cut it into lengths and wrapped it around the natural hole in the shell to get a good grip. I found pliers really helped to get a secure hold on the copper wire in the shell. Wrap it around quite a few times just to make sure the shell isn't moving against the wire. I added another length and it ended up looking like this. I then took the two lengths and started twisting them together to whatever length you want your handle to be. After this I went back round with another piece just to make it thicker and sturdier. I made a few just trying out different designs and they work perfectly for my loose tea.
You've got those big blue eyes, drive me crazy, make me fan.
Today I went foraging for clover and dandelions, and I met a turtle. I'm going to try making dandelion petal cookies, so I spent a while separating the stems from the petals. Then I bundled up my clover and I hung it to dry for tea. It was my first time using something foraged in baking, but it came out well.
This is how to make homemade rose water for use in cooking and cosmetics. First pick 4 to 5 blooms of fragrant roses. Give them a wash to remove any bugs. Put a small heat-proof bowl in a pot and then add the roses around it, making sure that none go in the bowl. This bowl in the middle will then collect all the rose water once we boil it. Add boiling water, but just enough to cover the roses. We're going to take a lid and place it upside down into the pot. This means the condensation will collect on the handle and drip directly into the bowl. Adding ice on top will help with the condensation and evaporation of the rose water, and then turn the heat on to a simmer. The rose water should evaporate onto the lid and then drip down into the middle. I simmered mine for about half an hour, and the kitchen smells amazing. Any water left over in the petals can be used for rose tea. Let it cool down and then use it however you wish.
Today I noticed a lot of ripe berries on my black nightshade plants, so I decided to harvest them and make some paint. I was very gentle in mashing them to save the seeds. Black nightshade is toxic, although the unripe berries are more toxic than the ripe. And I wanted to use this cute little jar to mark how toxic they were. And I used cheesecloth to strain out as much juice as I could. It wasn't a lot of berries, so I knew I wasn't going to get a lot, but I was able to get a good amount. And then I took the pulp and the seeds and did my best to separate them out. The pulp I'm going to dry and maybe use for a later project. And the seeds I'm going to save for next year. They're going to sit out for a week, and then I'm going to put them into some dry storage. I'm going to bake these in the oven, dry it out as much as I can. And the juice, even though it's unprocessed, it still made this light purple paint. That's pretty, but I might ferment it or add salt and alcohol later.
In a small cottage on the outskirts of town. Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me, don't let it make you cry, for even if I'm far away,
a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. Leaping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. And if I ever lose my hands, lose my plow, lose my land, oh, if I...
Honey cakes. In a bowl, 300 grams of flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. In another bowl, 300 grams of butter, 100 grams of brown sugar, and 100 grams of white. Mix them together until pale and fluffy. Then take 4 tablespoons of honey and add it to the butter mixture. Then crack in 4 eggs and mix. Once mixed, slowly stir in the dry ingredients until it's a thick batter. Fill the cupcake liners halfway and cook at 190 degrees for 30 minutes, or until golden brown. You can ice them if you want, but I quite like them just on their own.
And there will come a soldier who carries a mighty sword. He will tear your city down. Olay, olay, oh Lord. Olay, 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 oh Lord. He will tear your city down. Olay, olay, oh Lord. And there will come a poet whose weapon is a sword. He will slay you with his tongue. Olay, olay, oh Lord. Olay, 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 oh Lord. He will slay you with his tongue. Olay, olay, olay.